Okay, now we're going to play a League of Mill. More Mill. We love Mill. We're trying the Damnations in the sideboard. And other than that, I like the main deck. We're going to leave it the same for now. And we're just going to try to play Damnations in the sideboard and see if that affects anything. There's a lot of different things that are happening in the meta right now. And we'll have to see if Mill's in a good spot. If there's going to be a bunch of elemental cards, I guess the strength of Mill depends on how good Tasha's is at any given time. If Tasha's is good, then if we get paired against a bunch of prowess decks where Tasha's going to be very good, then we should be in a very good situation. If we get paired against a bunch of decks where we're playing against 4 colors and endurances and, you know, mother of machines and all that crap, then we might get dunked on. But we're going to try this, and we're going to see how it goes. Yeah. You think that Jace number 4 should be a Baleful Mastery? Why? Don't you think Jace is cracked? What the hell's Baleful Mastery do? I mean, Baleful Mastery is just, like, I don't know. That's an interesting take. Haven't you seen what Jace has done? Jace is crazy. Why do you hate Jace? I don't know. I don't get that. Why do we hate Jace? What did Jace do? What did Jace do to you that makes you hate the Jace? Boink, 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 boink. Why do we hate Jace? Dingo, why do you hate Jace? What did Jace do to you? What did Jace do to you? That's what I want to know. Crabby. Well, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate we drew the Crabby. Should have just maybe played the Island, but that's okay. Island. Crabby. Only like the weeb ones? Yeah, of course. Shocked. That's so corner case. That's like so corner case, though, right? Like how corner is that case? Like that happens. Like what if you just had like, I don't know. Okay, so we're playing against creativity. That seems a touch narrow. Baleful Man. I mean. All right, let's get Watery Grave tapped. All right, there's Archon, Persist. Well, if they have a Persist, we're in a lot of trouble. They do not have a Persist. That's good for us. Let's play Field of Ruin. And we'll hold up the Drown at first. And then we will Baleful that seems 0 in library and the endurance and they draw a card of Baleful Mastery would have won the game. That seems pretty corner case, but maybe. Alright, what do we want to which one of these do we want to hit? Do we want to take them off black or blue? I think we want to take them off blue, given the Spell Pierce. They do have a Persist here. So it's possible we want to take them off black. But I think blue for Spell Pierce. Let's take them off blue. Let's get an island. And let's cast the Visions. We're pretty far off from being able to draw 3 here. So it's just Visions. Archive Trap. Well, hello there. Archive Trap you. Untap. I guess we just play the Darkslick Shores here. Yield. Alright, so what's going on here? What's going on? What do we got here? We got 1 Persist, 2 Persists. I guess maybe we shouldn't have played the Darkslick Shores. We should have played this land so we can hold up the Drown and play around Spell Pierce. Maybe that's what we should have done. I'm gonna just Fatal Push the token. Just gonna Fatal Push the token. Fatal Push. Jace? Wow. Well, hello there, Jace. I was told you should be a Baleful Mastery. What do you think? Do you want to be a Jace or you don't want to be a Baleful Mastery? Well, I want to be a Jace. Okay. I like Jace too. Sorry. I'm sorry, Burnt. I can't help it. I gotta talk shit. I gotta fuck around. I think you know that I have to fuck around. Alright. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just, I don't know why people hate the Jace. He's so lovely. Look at this serious face. Look at this. He's so serious. Why so serious, Mr. Jace? Alright, I'll stop making fun of it. We're playing around Spell Pierce by doing this. It's possible that they don't have another way to fetch up... usually these lists are playing double Steam Vents. Right? Target player mills 3, and then we're going to Ancestral. Okay. They might not have another blue source that they can fetch. Alright, they do have a blue source. Alright. Well, Tasha's isn't the best draw, but... okay, so 1 Spell Pierce, 2 Spell Pierce, 3 Spell Pierces. This Jace draw was not the best. Maybe if this... I mean, we still drew 3 cards, which is pretty sick. I guess if they have Spell Pierce plus Creativity, that would be very annoying. Alright. Well, let's see if they have Destroy target creature. Do you have the 4th Spell Pierce? That's some shit. That is some shit. Alright. Sack this. Hit that. Alright, well, we're going to Tasha's you. And then we're going to crack this land. We're going to get to land, and we're going to kill you. Your turn. Alright, so let's take a look at their deck. Let's take a look at their deck. What do we got? We got Archons. They have 2 persists, it looks like. 2 persist. 2 persist. 4 Spell Pierces, which is going to be annoying. And then 4 Ren and 6s. Yup. And then Prismari commands. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now we go Engineering Explosives. Right? Yes, 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 yes. These bad boys. Fatal Push goes away. Murderous Cut goes away. The problem is we might need to leave some number of Fatal Pushes in for goblins. But I don't know, man. Tasha's is not the best against them. But it does... Tasha's is just not great against them. I guess they're not playing... Okay, so maybe Tasha's is good. Because they're not playing like Leyline Binding. No, Tasha still sucks. Let's just cut the Tashas. Why no main deck Surgical? It's very situational. It's only good sometimes. I think it's only good sometimes and a little too... It's a little too situational if you ask me. And that's what your sideboard's for, right? Like... You want your sideboard, you want to be able to, like, sculpt your game plan after your sideboard. You know what I mean? It seems a little too situational. I don't know. Vision still's kind of cracked, right? I'm going to keep this, because I'm a lunatic. No, I don't think so. I think it's, like, if you use Surgical, you go down a card. You know, like, you're down... It's card disadvantage. And, like, people playing Surgical... I'm gonna blame... See, I'm blaming Surgical for this 23%. This 23%, I'm blaming... 29%, I'm blaming this on main deck Surgical. That's what I'm blaming it on. It's just down a card. Yeah. But, like, at the same time, when you're doing that, you're just flipping a coin and you're hoping that, like... You're flipping a coin and you're hoping that you're gonna play against whatever, you know, fair shit or whatever. Which is not always the best way to do it. This hand's really bad, but we're gonna try and Archive Trap Surgical them. Because they have to fetch. This deck fetches a lot. I mean, it is mill 3. So this chart comes from this tweet here. Okay. Okay. We're not fetching. Fine. I didn't want you to fetch anyway. Fractured Sanity. I'm going to crack this now. And I'm going to cycle this Fractured Sanity. And I'm going to see if there's anything worth surgicaling. I kind of want to surgical this Fable. That seems kind of cool. Are we draw step surgicaling the Fable? If we are surgicaling the Fable... Fable's really, really annoying. So I think I can surgical the Fable safely. I would wait till their draw step, but then they have Spell Pierce. So let's just take a look at what's going on. Let's just take a good look at what they've sideboarded, what they're doing, right? Let's just take a good look. What's going on? Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. All right. Let's take a look. Persist, Bolt. I don't see any... There's nothing crazy here, right? There's nothing crazy here. There's nothing crazy here, right? Browser upload file. Browser upload file. Okay, so that's correct. Right, so there's nothing crazy. There's no Emrakul. There's no nothing. Right? No Emrakul. No art. So we can snip. When you're playing this on your own, you can always snip. Snippy snip. Snippy snip. No Eldrazi. We can leave this Fable into in their graveyard. Right? We can leave this Fable into their graveyard. And we can pass the turn. Okay. Pass the turn. Alright. Now the question becomes, do we want to use this Soul Guide Lantern to blank their Besage, to blank their Ren and 6 next turn? That's the next question. So this is their hand. Or do we just want to use this to draw cards? Right? The problem is that they have a Ren and 6. If this was only a Baleful Mastery here, right? We'd be in a lot better spot. Because we could kill this Ren and 6. Now we got to watch out for Baleful Mastery here. If this was only Baleful Mastery, we would just be such a better spot. Because we could just kill... Sorry. I'm sorry! Alright, so they're returning Arid Mesa? Sure. Alright. Do I want to fire off an Archive Trap here? And just have it get Spell Pierced? Yeah. No. No. No, I don't. Ooh, that's a lovely land to draw. I want to play a crab. I want to play crabbies. Boink. Boink. Crack. Get mean, the shock here. Yeah, let's get an island. Veil of Summer. Transmogrify. So they had one Transmogrify. So we're just gonna pass now. Just gonna pass. So they have 2 Spell Pierces in their hand, and they returned a fetch land. They returned an Arid Mesa. Yeah. We might Surgical the Creativity. They only had the 1 Transmogrify in their list, right? They only had the 1 Transmogrify. So if we do get these creativities, then they're forced to hardcast this. What are they returning? They're returning a Bloodstained Mire. Sure, you can return a Bloodstained Mire. 1, 2. What the hell is this? We're not doing anything, huh? Alright. I want a Surgical? No. I do want to draw a card with the Soul Guide here. Oh, this thing's almost at ultimate. So maybe I want to save this to blank their graveyard. I have no way to deal with this because I don't have Baleful Masteries. Which is kind of shitty. Maybe it should be a Baleful Mastery. Let's draw a card here. I am afraid of Ren Alt. So I probably shouldn't draw a card. Ren Alt's kind of a beating. Alright, we're going to leave this. That's a good draw. Alright. Can we put an Archon in there? Oh, we can put an Archon in there. Well, that's lovely. So we're going to go to Draw Step, and then we're going to Draw Step Surgical Archons. That seems good. So they have 2 Spell Pierces. They could have a third. But I don't think... Actually, if they crack this fetch... If they crack this fetch, I will Surgical the Archons. I want them to crack this fetch. Crack your fetch. Come on. Crack your fetch. Crack it. Crack it. Crack it. I don't think they have another untapped blue source that they can fetch. I'm not worried about 3 Spell Pierces. Alright, so here we are on the draw step. And we are going to go for Surgical Extraction, target Archon of Cruelty. We're paying 2 life. So we can play around double Spell Pierce. Okay. I'll take that as a W. Don't know why they would concede there. They had the Ren alt, but I mean, we took away all their win cons. Bloodchief's Thirst is better. No. Baleful Mastery being a legendary. Well, I mean, on one hand, right, we took away all cons. They literally can't win the game with they can win the game with the dwarves, right? But that's about their only win con. All right, let's take a look at this hand. This hand's kind of sketchy. If we draw a land, it's totally fine, but without a land, it's kind of sketch. Let's mulligan. Yeah, Baleful's very good. It's a very good card. I was just trolling him. And now he's mad. Mulligan. We'll keep. All right, we'll put back land. All right. Sigarda's Aid, huh? All right. Well, this could be good. So, like, you think this is a good matchup, but if they put a hammer on this thing, it becomes... Oh, all right. Well, I take back what I said. If they have 2 hammers, we're dead. But that's a risk I'm willing to take. If they have 1 hammer, we're not dead. They didn't attack. That's good for us. Play the Krabby. Play you. Trigger. Trigger. Oh, that's so sick that we got Cauldra there. Cauldra is like a really big problem in this list. Okay, that's sweet. So now we have the Fatal Push whenever we need it. No, we can't. No, we can't get fancy. Because they could just block and then put a hammer on the thing. And that would be really bad for us. If they like blocked hammered because we attacked, that'd be bad. Nexus, huh? Nexus is a little scary. But I guess we're not that scared of Nexus just yet. That I don't know. I mean, they kept Sigarda's Aid. They probably kept this. Yep. Okay, no blocks. Okay. Okay. Well, I suppose I just do this, right? And if they have the thingy, whatever. We'll get a swamp here. Trigger. Doink. Doink. And we'll walk into the thing, but it's okay if we do. Now we could just block with our crabs here. Why now? I mean, we have to get through the blacksmith skill whenever, right? Like, we have to get through this. It's not like we're not getting through this thing. Alright. I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, even now, like, this thing doesn't kill us. We're gonna mill them to try and get to the... We want to get the trample hammer in the graveyard here. Let's just play a Jace here. We're dead to trample hammer. If they have trample hammer after us milling most of their deck. They could still have the trample hammer. Let's visions. Well, that's unfortunate. I thought we could get some kind of removal. I mean, the odds of them having a protection spell, like, it's not like we're going to die using the protection spell. We have to get through the protection spell. If they have the trample hammer, then we're dead. Should have fielded. Why? What the hell's the field gonna do? I don't know. If they have the trample hammer, we're dead. I could just single block. Alright, let's see. So, we're gonna block here. If I double block... I mean, if they have the trample hammer, we die. That's just the way it is. I will be okay dying. How many mill mirrors? Not a lot. Not a lot of mill mirrors. Not a lot of mill mirrors. I wanted to hit, like, a spell with our visions. Pure steel. Okay. Alright. So now we draw a card. Visions. Now that's a good card to draw. I like that card. Do you just cast the visions now? I think so. I think so. Visions. What are we drawing? Alright. So we can go... We can play a crab. Let's think. We can do a lot here, right? We can play another crab. They can go flying, activate, flying, attack, but we can drown it. And there's 1 blacksmith skill, 2 blacksmith skill, 1, 2, 3, Alright, I'm just gonna play a crab. I'm gonna play a crab. And then I'm gonna play this fetch, and we're gonna hold up drown. We're gonna play a crab. We're gonna play this fetch. Trigger, trigger. Alright, so now we have... now we're gonna crack this, get an island. Get island. Trigger, trigger. Alright, so let's take a look. We have 1 blacksmith skill, 2, 3. And then they still might have the trample hammer, which is kind of crazy. But we'll pass the turn, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so they're dead next turn. We could kill the Pure Steel now. But I think they're going to go activate the Ink Moth. Alright, they're playing Esper Sentinel? Sure. Wasn't Crab plus Trap enough? Maybe it was. Maybe it's enough. But, I mean, we could still just chump block. Uh-huh. Then they just give it flying again. They have to give it flying again, or we could just chump block. Alright, so now it gets flying. So now they go to combat. They go to combat. And then when they attack with this Ink Moth, we will kill the Ink Moth. They get to draw a card here, but that's okay. No. So now we block the Pure Steel. Block the Pure Steel. And then we can just play a Jace. We can do whatever. It doesn't matter at this point. At this point, it does not matter. Play lands. Hardcast. Trap, I suppose. Hardcast trap. Alright. We got there. This is a little bit of an awkward game. I kind of assumed that they didn't have double hammer when they drew a card on turn 2 with their thing. Kind of assumed we were kind of safe. Alright, so what do we want against them? We want explosives. We want Ensnaring Bridge. We probably want Crypt Incursion. What's kind of bad against them? They're not playing blue, right? So maybe Jace is a little expensive. Maybe we could cut a Fractured Sanity. Maybe we don't need Crypt Incursions, to be honest. Maybe 1. We'll just do Ensnaring Bridge. No, I mean, let's just do these. We'll cut Fractured Sanities. We'll play like this. Let's jam. Is Mill better than Jund? Apparently, according to that. Surgical Hammer is fun, but that's very high roll. I guess we could keep this. We don't have black, which might be a liability. We're on the draw, so maybe we'll be okay. Alright, let's Shelldock. And we'll get an Archive Trap, and let's pass the turn. Traps aren't terrible. They hit Stoneforge, which is a big part of their plan. They pretty much always Stoneforge. Ginger Brute, huh? That's not very scary. That is, in fact, not the scariest little food golem I've ever seen. Alright. So let's go Ruin Crab. We can go land Hedron Crab, or we can go this Hedron Crab. We can hold this up. I don't think we die next turn. So I'm just going to play this. Always yields. And I'm going to play the other crab. Play another crab. Yield. Alrighty. We're shields down this turn, but I don't think we die. I don't think that we die. In fact, oh, Mirrex. That's kind of cool. Mirrex is new. They have brought in everything. They are at 1,000,000 cards. So I feel a little less scared of their whatever. Hopefully this is a... What do we got here? Here come... What is 2 mana? They're going to pending one of our guys? Sure. Sure. Alright. I don't want to block... Oh, they didn't even attack. That's wild. Alright. Hit that. Is it just Tasha's time? They're just Tashing them over and over? I think so. What time is it? It is time for Tasha's Hideous Laughter. So I guess we could... 1, 2, 3... We could die here, I guess, if they go land, Sigarda's Aid, no, I guess Sigarda's Aid, activate. No, they can't just kill us. Whatever. Here's Tasha's. How do you feel about Tasha's? You feel 19 cards about Tasha's? We got the Shadow Sphere. We got the Shadow Sphere. And we got Hollowed Moonlight for some time. But we got a lot of Pure Steel Paladins, which is good, right? 1 Pure Steel. Oh, we didn't get a lot. We got 1 Pure Steel. Nettle Cyst. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd like to draw another land. So I have a little protection from unblockable Ginger Brute. Oh no. Unblockable, no attacks. Powerful. Let's think. I guess we just Tasha's them. I'm a little worried about dying, but I guess I don't have to be. Tasha's Hideous Laughter. So what do we get? We got the Caldra's gone. Sophie's gone. A lot of cards are gone. They have 24 cards left. Yields. Yields. We got Caldra. What's up? You don't want to watch this. What the hell's 3 mana? What's up? What's up, Zeriak? I guess what are they doing? They're killing the crab here? Sure. Craboid's gone. Craboid is gone. So... Okay. Attacking for the most damage. Respect, respect. Respect. Why are they leaving up 2 mana? That's bizarre to me. Alright, so... Unfortunately... Why is the frog saying to do that? Alright, let's draw with visions here. Okay, that's not a very good draw. That's not a very good draw. That is, in fact, a bad draw. Let's hold up. They're going to draw with the vision. They're going to draw with their canopy here. Yes, yes. Draw with the canopy, sure. Yeah, they have been. They've been representing Blacksmith skill pretty hard here, for sure. Which has made it kind of awkward. Okay, so they're activating. I think they're just trying to make their nettles hammer, sure. Hammer's fine. I guess they're just trying to make their germ token as big as possible, I guess. Uh-huh. 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 Alright, well, let's push this thingy here. Cast the Fatal Push. Do you want to use your Blacksmith skill? No, you don't. Alright, I'm gonna cast Visions. Yay, a land. Archive Trap. Well, that's frustrating. So, how many creatures in their graveyard? 1, 2, 3. That's 9 life. That's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with gaining 9 here. We just need to really get... They're going to draw to 20, and then they're going to die. So, we'll just pass the turn. They draw to 20. We can Archive Trap them. And we just have to not die this turn. We have to not die this turn, and I don't think we're going to die. I don't think we're going to die. I don't want to die. Sanctifier. That doesn't change anything. Right? None of their creatures get exiled. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Our Fatal Push gets exiled. Uh-huh. 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 So I go to 1, you say? I go to 1. I go to 1. I accept going to 1. It's not where I want to be in life, but it is where I am. And now we go Archive Trap you. Archive Trap you. And now we can cast Visions. Visions. Seems good. We can gain 1,000,000 life with the Crypt Incursion here. So the Field of Ruin plus the thing will do it here. Alright. Do we think that they probably don't have an Emrakul? Alright, 1, 2, cast this. Get an island. I mean, there are a lot of ways to win this game, right? We had a lot of ways to win. I wanted to use the Crypt Incursion. If I missed, I could have just used the Crypt Incursion to gain 1,000,000 life, right? So, there's a lot of ways that we could have won that game. But they just kind of didn't really have a good hammer hand. Right? Like, we mill them, we use the Crypt Incursion. Alright. We did it. What I think about what's hard about mill is you have to know your opponent's deck. You have to know your opponent's deck, and you have to know your opponent's sideboard plan against you. And if people are just randomly playing, Emrakuls, like there are some people, we'll call them crazy people, who just randomly put in an Emrakul for no reason. They're just like, oh, ha 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 ha, I have an Emrakul. We'll call them Aspiring Spike, and we'll call them Zeriak. And they just randomly are like, yo, I'm playing an Emrakul. That's just what it is. I'm just playing it. Is it good? No, but I'm fucking playing it anyway. Alright, we're going to keep. We're going to put back islands. Put back islands. We're on the draw here. Plains? Plains, you say? Okay, so I'm going to start with a Darkslick Shore, and I'm going to start with a Ruin Crab. So that way, if they go turn 2... If I go turn 1 Shelldock, I don't get the value... Oh, what the fuck? What are they doing? What the fuck is this? Where's the hammer stuff? What is this portable hold nonsense? Alright, well, I fucked that up. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to play this land, and then I'm going to drown the Loch their Stoneforge. Okay, well, they're playing fucking Madness, so who knows? Some kind of affinity nonsense, yeah. Alright, I'll take Fractured Sanity. Okay. No, they were playing Stoneforge. And Lantern? What the hell? What the fuck? Alright. Yep. So what are they revealing here? They're Gigantha? Okay. Okay, sure. I want to play the Darkslick Shore because it comes into play untapped, but I kind of want the mill off this, so we're just going to play this for the mill. Whirlhold Dispatch. Dispatch. Get an island here. Let's just take a look at more of their nonsense. Alright. Yeah, Fiddlebender, right? This looks like a Fiddlebender deck. Looks like a Fiddlebender deck. Aspiring Spike! DT, what's happening? I like lands. Do you remember that I mulled the 6 and put back lands, I think? If I'm not mistaken? No, I didn't mull the 6. I lied to you. No, I did mull the 6, and I put back a land. And here we are with more lands in our hand than we know what to do with. Should I drown this? It's value. I don't really want to... Jeez. What do we think? Are we drowning this? I kind of want to, but on the other hand, I ain't doing shit. But this doesn't kill us. It just annoys us. It does annoy us. But this one does create a bunch of value. If they equip the Shadow Sphere to it... Alright, what are they getting here? What are they getting? I would like to draw a Jace. Mill them 15. They got a Treasure Vault. That's so adorable. That's so adorable. Equip the Shadow Sphere to the 4/4. We'll kill it. Uh-huh. And then we'll just murder this. Okay. Can I please draw a spell? 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 Ooh. A spell. Grab it. Grabbies. Nettlesith Pithing Needle. Nettlecyst Pithing Needle. Yo, it's his turn. We have a game plan. It's play lands from our crabs. That is our game plan. We are going to Restoration of a Ganjo. What the fuck? That card's actually really good. Our crabbies, no! No, crabbies, no! Stop abandoning us! Yay! Boink, boink. I believe they've died. I believe, opponent, you fought valiantly, but in the end, you must die. 1, 2, 3. Cast the Tashas. And they're not dead. They're not dead, but they are mortally wounded. All right, what do we got here? What are we looking at? What are we looking at? We're looking at a bunch of white cards. Now, we have to ask ourselves one question. And that question is this person an aspiring Spike disciple? Now, what an aspiring Spike disciple means is, are they going to be... They're playing a Spike deck, right? So we have to ask ourselves, are they going to be a true devoted person who follows our Lord Spike, and are they going to be playing Emrakul? I think the answer is yes. I think the answer is I am playing Emrakul, and that's just the way it is. Absolutely. Alright, so let's go. We want the explosives to be able to free our crabs from prison. We want Soul Guide Lanterns. I don't think we need Murderous Cut, but I do think we want Crypt Incursion. Does it even care about Crypt Incursion? Probably not. I don't even know if we want this. I guess we just cut Fractured Sanities. And I guess we want the Damnations, right? What the fuck are we doing with Damnations if we're not boarding them in? And we'll cut the Fractured Sanities. And we'll cut one more card. I don't want to cut anything. One more view. All right. Yeah, but if we're just killing the Stoneforge, who cares about the Cauldron? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful. We are... Alright, so first off, first things we notice, 56 cards, plus 7, they're at 63 cards, which is not unreasonable. Not unreasonable. Alright. Which crab do we want killed first? Now they're just holding that crab for us, remember, because they're just holding this crab for us. Always yield. Power Conduit. Alrighty. So we got Power Conduit, the Ganjo Castle, Nettle Cyst, okay. This is kind of a big boy here, a 5/5. I don't really think we need to kill this. We want to save this for Saga. So play you, trigger, crack, get an island, trigger. So we're playing Jace. Or are we holding up Fatal Push for this? Jace plus means we'll probably have to throw a crab away here to chump. Right? So we can Jace plus on this, which doesn't really do anything. Because, I mean, it'll be a 2/3, and then they'll play one more artifact, and they'll draw a card. So let's just hold up the push. Push this thing. Pay for this. We don't want to go crazy on milling until we can deal with the Emrakul. Until we can find a way to deal with the Emrakul, we don't want to go too crazy on milling. That's one thing we got to think about, right? We don't want to just full ham bam slam mill just to walk into the Emrakul, because that's not good for us. All right, so let's Fatal Push that. Okay, pay, yes. Pay, yes. Yes. Yield. Okay. Block there. We take the 6. Power Conduit, sure. Play this. Mill. It might not have an Emrakul. Alright, so what do we want to do here? What do we want to do? I guess I'm going to Visions here. And I'm going to pay. They have 0 cards in hand. I'm going to pay. And I'm going to pay. So I feel like we can go a little slow here. Wow. Oof. That's not good. That's really not good at all. That's not good at all. Alright, so we're going to have to chump block with a crab. We're going to have to chump block with a crab. Doomwake! Thank you. Thank you for the raid. I really enjoy the lands from... Thank you, Doomwake. Good luck at F&M. We're playing Mill. We are currently 2-0. We are up a game against a aspiring spike-based power conduit Urza Saga deck. We're 25 cards deep, and we haven't hit the Emrakul. We don't know that they have an Emrakul. We're assuming that they have an Emrakul. And we just drew 3 cards and big time whiffed. Big time whiffed. Lantern went terrible. It was atrocious. Stoneforge Mystic, you say? What can they get with this? The Shadow Sphere is gone. Sword of Feast and Fan. Oh, they can get Cauldra. Ugh. Alright, we need a board wipe here. We need to get a little lucky here. Fatal Push. Fatal Push. So we have to Fatal Push the Stoneforge. But the question is, how much life are we paying? What are we paying? What are we doing? What are we paying? I guess we're going to play... We're start off playing the Polluted Delta, right? Play the Delta. Crack. Get the land. 1, 2, 3. Play the Jace. Play the Jace. You may draw. No, you may draw. You may draw. No. Then we're going to go target player, mills 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then we're going to go to their upkeep. Then, during your upkeep, I have an effect. These are honorary crabs. You may draw. You may draw. I give you permission to draw cards. GG's. No Emrakul? No. GG's. Watching the streams. Okay. So we got lucky. They ended up playing an Emrakul. That line didn't work if they're playing Emrakul. But with Emrakul, we're able to go Jace, draw. Alright. Alright, we'll keep this hand. This hand's sweet. Oh, we're talking about Boomer Jund? Oh, forgive me. Verdant Catacombs. Let's play the crab now, so we can potentially drown something next turn. Show's playing aim at second place. Yeah, I got a little confused. No, my Krabby. My Krabby. Speaking of Jund, who summoned Jund? What the fuck is this? Alright, I take back Jund. Who summoned fucking Dingo and his bullshit? Give me something. Give me something. Tilt. Alright, let's draw a card. Oh, Fractured Sanity. Why couldn't we have drawn Fractured Sanity this time? Tilt. Alright, whatever. That crack in the fetch. Nice. Yep. We take 1,000,000 damage here. I do have a full house. Glad you noticed. Alright, I need to draw... I need to get Watery Grave tapped. Do I need to shock myself? If I shock myself, I go to 9, which puts me dead to a bolt. I guess I need to draw with visions. I guess I need to draw with visions. Okay, perfect. I have to play this. I go to 1 life here, which is not the end of the world, but not the end of the world. Just not cracking. 1 is not dead. Just why cast anything? Can't you just not do anything here? Blood Moon. Alright, well, I ought to respond to this. Seeing as how it trashes me. I guess we go 1, 2, drown you. Untap. Untap. And you conveniently have 5 cards in your graveyard now. So we're gonna go drown this thing. And we're drowning it. Oh, fuck. I guess we're gonna wait till their turn to drown it. Because the problem is if they just dash a Ragavan. Whatever. I'm just killing it. I'll just kill it. Just gonna kill it. Don't dash a Ragavan. I will murder you. Cool. Cool. Alright. We want Ensnaring Bridge. We want Soul Guide Lanterns. Because these lunatics are playing... These lunatics are out here playing Emrakul's. We want Crypt... I don't think we want Crypt Incursion. Tasha's isn't great. Jace is good, though. Yeah, but Surgical Stopping Scam isn't that great. And it doesn't really stop Scam, right? Because if they grief you, they're going to take the Surgical anyway. So it doesn't really stop the Scam. I guess we could do one of these. Fury Scam? I mean, Fury Scam is not what we lose the game to. I mean, I just lost the game to Fury Scam, so what the fuck do I know? Alright, let's try this. We're cutting some of these big mill spells, so we're trying to use the crabs to mill. We'll try and hide behind Ensnaring Bridge. I should probably have Damnation in the deck, too. Alright, we're gonna keep. Not the bad. I mean, this hand's really good. They don't have anything. I mean, they're gonna have a million removal, but if they just scam us, we lose. But, whatever, crab. If only I was playing Surgical here. If only I was playing Surgical, I would be able to stop this. I'm gonna put Tasha's on the side and keep Fractured. These versions are playing... Some of these are playing Emrakul, and Emrakul can hit the Tasha's. Oh man, I needed my Surgical there. If I had my Surgical, I would have stopped them. Yeah. I guess I might as well just get a basic with this. Sorry. I won't be snarky. I won't be snarky. Yeah. Well, at least Jace Plus is on Grief, and we can buy some time with the Jace Plus. Or not. Or we're just dead to Ragavan. I guess we have to cast Jace here. So if we plus on this, it just dies. We plus here, it goes to 1 power. This, I guess it lives, right? So we'll be able to plus again next turn. And it forces the Ragavan to attack the Jace. Okay. I mean, I think surgical is a big part of the reason why people lose with the deck. It's because they go too surgical happy. But, you know, I would have won in game 1 if I had it. They hit my Jace. That's unfortunate. I didn't really want to draw a Jace. Actually, I did want to draw a Jace. Did I? No, not really. Not really did I want to draw a Jace. Blood Moon would be the absolute worst. I probably wouldn't win the game if they Blood Mooned me here. Terrible. Terrible, obviously. Alright. We need to draw... I guess I should be bringing in Damnation against this deck. That was just poor. That's also not a good draw. Alright, target player mills 3. Sick. Sometimes, your deck says to you, I don't want you to win this game. And you say, oh, but I wanted to win this game. I was like, oh, alright. I'd like to try and win this game. And your deck says, no. No, you're just going to draw all lands. And then you're going to die. Okay, well. That sucked. Still dead. Still dead. Still dead. Alright, so we probably sideboarded that match wrong. We probably should be bringing in Damnations. We should just go full Damnation, full this. So we should bring in these 7. And we should cut probably... Just kind of got a little unlucky. When you end the game with 4 lands in your hand, instead of... You're probably not winning any game that is. Alright, we'll keep this. We'll just play a Scalding Tarn. We'll pretend like we're a normal deck. There's nothing to see here. We're just a Scalding Tarn deck. We're just gonna Lightning Bolt you, you know, no big deal. We're just a Scalding Tarn deck. We're just a Scalding Tarn deck. You know? Just here to Scalding Tarn. We're just here to Scalding Tarn you. I'm not fetching because I don't really need to. I mean, I guess I need to now. Alright, sure. You got me. The jig is up. I'm Mill. How do you like them apples? Nyuk, nyuk, nyuk. We are the bad guys. I am Thaddeus, the Mill player. Alright, what are you taking? You take my Fractured Sanity? Or are you going to take my Drown Loch? They take my Fractured Sanity. My sanity is fracturing. I'm not going to crack my fetch because maybe I draw a crab. Okay, well, I'm going to crack my fetch because I can. Let's get to Watery Grave. Let's play this and let's go. All right. I'm not expecting big things from this. Oh. A nice mill 20. Beautiful. Demolition Field? What the fuck? What the fuck? Demolition Fields? Alright, cool. Demolition Fields and Field of Ruins. Are they gonna demolition my field? Well, there goes Archive Trap. Rip. Rip to the Archive Trap. Ah, friend Jace has arrived. Are we friend Jacing? Or are we holding up Drown? Friend Jace, do you want to join us? Friend Jace. No. No, because the card has to have 20 cards in their graveyard. Right? Target player mills 3, and then if a graveyard has more than 20 cards, you can draw 3. Otherwise, blah, blah, blah. Let's just get this Jace in play. Bonk, bonk, bonk. What? Come on. I want to play Jace. I'm casting Jace. I'm paying 2 life. I'm paying 3 mana. And I'm going to... I think I'm going to draw a card with him. I think I'm going to draw a card because it will mill 3, right? And that'll give me enough mana to drown whatever they play next. Target player mills 3, I draw a card. I want cards. I want card. Give card. Give card. They're going to Wretch Mind it for 1? Sure, whatever. Okay. Alright, so... This would be a time that I'd want Surgical. I'd want to Surgical the Coffers. But, whatever. You can't really build your deck with to beat Cabal Coffers. Yeah, Karn, sure. Karn is going to wish for... They should, if they're smart, Karn wish for... They should wish for Tormod's Crypt and then Crypt themselves, so I can't drown anything. The Stone Brain. Alright, well, that's not at all what you're supposed to do. Alright, Jace goes up. Plus. Play the land. Yield. That card that shuffles? No, that's not funny. They don't need to play that card. They don't need to be playing that card. Elixir of Immortality. Nope. We're going to stop them. Maybe they... I mean, who knows? Who knows? I guess... Who knows what they're up to? Who knows? I don't know. Ha! Mercurio coming in hot with the shots. Mercurio coming in hot. Alright, 1, 2. Okay, I will float a black mana. And I will get a black mana. Play. Reveal an artifact. What artifact would you like to reveal? Would it like to be a Tormod's Crypt? Get the Tormod's Crypt. Or is it going to be something else? What are you getting? Liquid metal coating. What did they just suspended a profane tutor. Okay. Yay! Crabby! Crabby, crabby, crabby. Crabby, crabby, crabby. Crabby, crabby, crabby. 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 Alright. What are we doing? What are we doing with you, Jace? Jace, what are we doing? What are we doing, Jace? Is Jace going up? Or is Jace drawing us a card? We can mill 3 and draw a card. Let's just draw a card, right? Let's just draw. Mill 3. Okay, well, alright. 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 If we hit a land there, it would have been a big game. Alright, so we only have 1 drown the lock up here. The Stone Brain. Well, this is fine. If they hit our drowns, we draw 3 cards, so fine with this. And they have 17 cards in their deck, so I mean I'm okay with this. Okay. Alright. Yield to the turn. The problem was if we countered the Stone Brain, then they would just play the liquid metal coating and start plussing. The liquid metal coating is actually a threat, and the Stone Brain's just not. We don't really care. If these were not useless spells, we would be in a much better spot. Profane Tutor is going to resolve. I'm going to counter this Profane Tutor, I think. I don't know what they're going to get with it. I mean, I guess they have to spend the mana, right? They're probably just going to get a land. Let's just counter this. Wink. I don't want them to get coffers. I don't know what they're going to get here, but I'm just going to counter it. Phyrexian Vindicator? That card's real splashable. There's nothing that says splashable like 4 white sources. Okay. Maybe they need Fatal Push. Alright. We get to draw 2 cards, right? So the way Stonebrain works, then the player draws a card for each card exiled. So we're going to get to draw 2 cards here. So we're essentially ancestraling ourselves for the cost of them being able to play, you know, crabs. Those are good. I would like a fetched land, please. I have 2 Prophetic Prisms on splash in your John deck. Nice. Nice. Liquid metal coating. Yes, kill my Watery Grave. Yes, yes, yes. Alright. I would like a fetch land, please. Yes, this is what they love to do. They love the liquid metal coating. Alright, I'll take that. Play you. Play you. Play you. Target you. If they have liquid metal coating, we will lose. Alright. They have 9 cards, so if we draw a fetch land, we kill them. I guess they could Karn for something. I don't know what they can Karn for. Okay. That's neat. That's really cool. Elixir of Immortality? Oh, fuck off. Alright. Well, some people are just ready to beat Mill. I would like to draw my 4th Fatal Push here. That would make me very happy. Oh, that's pretty good. Actually, we might be able to win with this. Visions. Okay, okay. Alright. Play the Ruin Crab. Play the Fields. Alright. Obviously, this is not a good situation to be in. Yeah, the Wanderer is stupid. The Eternal Wanderer is one of the most broken cards I've ever seen. It's kind of ridiculous. Alright, so they get 2 Elixir here. They get 25 cards back. But we could still win, technically. If we draw a Jace or something. Alright. Inquisition. Sure. You shuffle Elixir Immortality and your graveyard into their owner's library. So they can still draw the Elixir, but we can mill the Elixir, right? Their CMC of what they're getting back is very low, right? What's up, Riza? So if we hit a Tasha's, we can pretty much kill them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 1 Tasha's is going to one-shot them here pretty quick. Or that. That's going to do it too. We'll play this. And we will... So, they have a Damnation. So, we're just going to pass the turn, I think. We could cycle the Fractured Sanity if they don't use the elixir here. Well, if we had Baleful Mastery, we could actually cycle this when they respond, kill the thing. Yes. Okay. Okay. Gonna cycle the Fractured Sanity here. This forces the Elixir of Immortality to be popped. Alright. So they have 30 cards in their graveyard. What's their CMC here? 1, 2... What's this? Relic? Sure. Alright. So they have 0 CMC. So what's their CMC? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. Yeah. One Tasha's isn't going to do it. But we're still good to go here. We still can play this land, mill them 6. That's actually kind of good. Alright, we play the lands. Pass the turn. Play the land, pass the turn. They can use the relic to wish for the elixir of immortality over and over and over again. This is going to be really fucking annoying. So they shuffle in the elixir. Yeah. That's fine. Why would they draw? Oh, that's so good for us that they drew. Okay, okay, okay. So now if we mill the elixir... Mercurio, thank you. Thank you, Mercurio. Very kind of you. Giving out a gifted sub to Istamel. Thank you. Alright, so all we have to do, right, is... Alright, we need to float a mana here. And all we have to do is draw Tasha's, and we're okay. Alright. So this thing goes. And now we can crack this. Get the last island. Mill them 3. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast Archive Trap. Mill 13. Alright, we did not get the thing that lets them search. Alright, they're gonna invoke, sure. Alright, anything that lets us mill 3. Any mill here. Lots of things kill them here. Jace, please. Kill you. Kill you. Kill you, please. Alright. I think we got him. I think this is going to kill him. It should kill them. It might, maybe it doesn't, but... Depends on how many Invoke Despairs they have. Alright. Sweet. That worked out pretty nicely. Alright, let's get rid of these Fatal Pushes. Let's get rid of these Fatal Pushes. Let's get rid of these Murderous Cuts. Let's get these Soul Guide Lanterns and Surgicals. Do we need all these Soul Guide Lanterns? I think the answer is no. I think we'll play 2 Soul Guides. I don't know. Are they going to have an Emrakul? Well, that's what I'm just thinking. It's like, are they going to have an Emrakul? I think the card that we want a Surgical against them is Karn. Right? Karn is the card that we care about. But I mean, we have to get rid of these 5 cards, right? We have to get rid of these. These cards literally do nothing. Yeah. I think we're going to bring in 2 Soul Guide Lanterns. And we're going to play 3 Surgicals, and then we'll call it a day. You would think that the Elixir, but the Elixir also gains life, so it doubles against other decks. So, we'll see. Who knows? All we really want to do is Surgical Karn. That's all I want to do. Surgical Karn. That's it. That's my only goal in life, is to just Surgical Karn. Karn is the only card that matters in their entire deck. Why would you cut Visions? Visions is good. Maybe. Maybe you could do that. Alright. So they're at 68 cards. What do we got here? Relic of Progenitus. Alright, well, we can never Surgical anything. Well, we will never be able to Surgical them unless they fuck up. Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, just cycles, right? Alright, so they got Profane Tutor here, which means we're going to be able to Archive Trap them. So let's use Visions here. Alright. Yield. Crab? Oh boy. Yield to turn. Hello. Hello, Riza. How are you? Riza. Not Riza from the Wu-Tang Clan. Riza. I know these things now. I'm alright. They're suspending another Profane Tutor, huh? Alright. Looks like we are going to just attempt to kill them next turn, right? So let's go play you. Let's go 1, 2, 3. What do we get with the Tashas? We get... Ha! 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 We get to mill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. 5 cards. Alright. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So they've got a Profane Tutor coming off command, coming off whatever here. Tasha's is cute, right? That's a cute Tasha's you have there. Alright, so we're going to go to draw step. Actually, we're going to stop in the upkeep before they draw. Alright, so Profane Tutor comes off. Profane Tutor comes off. Alright, we'll let him cast the Profane Tutor. Why not let them draw? Because if we can trap them and prevent them from drawing lands, because they only have 2 cards in hand, right? So I want to just... Let's trap. Let's trap. Alright. Relic. Let's do another trap. Alright, so what do we got here? There's 1 Karn, 2 Karns. So unfortunately, if I use the Surgical, they'll just Relic it. They have a Cling to Dust here, too. Huh. I could go to Surgical... Nah. Alright, draw step. Their Relic stops... If I go to Surgical the Karn, they just Relic it in response, so it doesn't do anything. Karn's literally the only card we care about. Thoughtseize me. That's not very nice. That's not very nice. They must have tutored for that. Alright, so how do we deal with this? What do we do with this? We just Tasha's them? I guess we're just Tashaing, right? Hopefully this is more than 5 cards. I don't know if I could do that. They could just exile the card I target, right? So I go to target Karn, which is the only card that I care about is their Karn. System Magic. It doesn't. They just tap the relic, right? System Magic. Thank you for the raid. Welcome everyone. Right? They just tap. If they target me with the relic, then I can use it. But if, like, let's say I target this Karn. Alright, what do we get? We got no Karns. So hopefully they activate Relic at the end of turn here. They're not gonna, but it's so annoying. This is why Surgical just sucks in this deck. It's just so bad. It's just so high roll. Alright, so they get to search for anything they want. They're using the elixir right now. Because they want to search for the elixir again. Oh, that's terrific. That is terrific. They're just going to keep getting the elixir. That's terrific. Apparently I have to play Extirpate now. Against the mono black Coffers deck, I just have to play Extirpate. They want to get the thing back. Relic. Okay. Alright. So they're gonna Profane Tutor. Okay. So they got rid of the relic. I don't know why, but they got rid of the relic. Alright. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why they did what they did, but they did it. And here we are. Okay. So we are just going to crack this for a non-basic. And we're going to Fractured Sanity them. And we're going to Surgical their Karn the Great Creator. Alright, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out. Why are they only playing 3 Karns? What world do you live in that you're only playing 3 Karns? What am I missing? Alright, so they have a Torak to kill me. They have 1 Torak. And they have 2 Invoke Despairs. Is that a Bolus of Citadel? Excuse me? Excuse me? Excuse me? 1, 2, 3 Karns. Alright, so there's a Bolus of Citadel here. And we're going to have to deal with this Elixir of Immortality a million times. So we have Invokes that can kill me. Invokes. There's 2 Invokes that can kill me and a Torak. The Dinosaur Hunter. And there's a Bolus of Citadel for some crazy reason. Alright. This is going to be hard, right? Them having Elixir of Immortality every turn is a bit of what they call a buzzkill. A bit of a buzzkill. Sure. Bit of a buzzkill. God, I hate that card. Oh, good, Relic. Relic's back. I love Relic. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Jace. Do I just minus and draw a card? Mill them 3. Just draw. I guess I do, right? Well, if I plus, I expose it to Invoke Despair. There's 1 Invoke Despair in their deck. I could one-shot mill them. Let's just draw a card. Let's just draw cards. Oh, that's a card to draw. That is a card to draw. Let's get rid of Invoke Despair. And do I just do this now to get 17 cards out of their deck? No, we'll wait for them to use their Elixir of Immortality. Right? Because now we can Jace minus again. What are we doing next? I don't know. I might play Legacy and I might be done. Not sure. I'm not sure. Explosives on 1. Deal. If you would like to blow these up, I will be happy. I will accept. If you destroy these, I will destroy this. Legacy Stifle Knot. I kind of want to be up at 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow to play Legacy. And if I do that, I kind of got to be like... Okay. So, first of all, let's open our chest. How appropriate. Is that not the most appropriate thing you've ever seen? No, there's the 7 a.m. Legacy Challenge. Look at how appropriate this is. Appropriate. We get it. We needed a Tasha's. We get a Tasha's. Okay, so what did we think of the list? This should probably just be a Baleful Mastery. I don't know about Baleful Mastery. Like, I don't like the idea of them drawing cards. But at the same time, we almost lost to a Wrenn and 6. We almost lost to a Karn. You know, maybe this should be a Baleful Mastery. But 4 mana is a lot. 2 mana letting them draw is kind of shit too. It's kind of cool in some situations. I don't know. Jace was so sick. Well, maybe. Darkslick Shores seems kind of free, but maybe it's not good. The problem is you end up losing a lot of life. Sometimes you need to keep your life total high, and Darkslick Shores does a good job doing that. But maybe they should just be Otawaras or something. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Edict seems kind of okay. 2 mana is probably better than Cut. I don't know. I love Jace. Jace was just crazy. We lost to Murktide, or we lost to Scam when they scammed us, but the games were close. I love this, right? I like this part of the deck. I love all these cards. Just all these cards just feel really good. I like them all. I don't know about these. Don't really know about the sideboard. Don't really know about this. But that's gonna do it for me today. I love Mill. It's always fun to play Mill. Tomorrow morning. So here's what's happening tomorrow morning. I'm going to play the 7 a.m.